And then they also said in there, I forget which character said it, but one of the characters said he's the greatest of all time. And then another character said, that's still up for debate. And I like that they put that in there because everybody's always arguing about who's the GOAT. And I personally do not think LeBron is the greatest of all time. And that goes back to me saying earlier that I don't like LeBron, and it could be my bias talking. I don't think LeBron is the greatest of all time. I don't think he's even close to the greatest of all time, if I'm being honest. Again, he's a great player, has a lot of accolades, but let's think about this really quick. Obviously, the one he gets compared to a lot is Michael Jordan, but let's look at other players as well. Not only do you have Michael Jordan, you have Larry Bird, Wilt Chamberlain, Magic Johnson, Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan, all these players. And I know some of those in that list, especially Tim Duncan, y'all are like, why is this guy even in the discussion of GOAT? And I don't want to repeat what I've heard, so I'll link a playlist in the YouTube description. But there's this guy on YouTube that has a playlist called Making the Case, and it makes the case for every single player that has an argument for being the greatest of all time. And each player he makes a very good case for. He makes a case for Michael Jordan. He makes a case for LeBron. He makes a case for Wilt Chamberlain. And then he makes a case for Tim Duncan as well. Tim Duncan I personally like. And I know everybody's thinking, oh, you're a Spurs fan, you're going to have bias. But hear me out. Tim Duncan has 5 championships. All of them, the first one being only 2 years after he was drafted. And in those 5 championships, he has, I think, 3 Finals MVPs. Let me look it up real quick. So Tim Duncan has 5 championships, 3 Finals MVPs, and 2 normal MVPs. And then Jordan has 6 championships, 6 Finals MVPs, and 5 normal MVPs. And then Kobe has 5 championships, 2 Finals MVPs, and 1 normal MVP. If you look at Tim Duncan's stats, he doesn't have like a very dominant season. All those other players you can look at, like you can look at Michael Jordan and be like, okay, this was Michael Jordan's prime. You can look at LeBron, be like, this was LeBron's prime. You can look at Kobe, be like, this is Kobe's prime. Tim Duncan doesn't have a Tim Duncan prime. He was in his prime from the moment he was drafted to the moment he retired. He just had those stats the entire way. And some of you may argue, well, Tim Duncan had amazing teammates. Those teammates are in the Hall of Fame. They helped him. He had David Robinson, he had Tony Parker, he had Manu Ginobili. How is that different from any other person that is on that list? You talk about LeBron. LeBron had Kyrie. He had Dwayne Wade. He had Anthony Davis. Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan had Scottie Pippen, Steve Kerr. I mean, you can't just use teammates as an excuse, especially when those excuses can work towards other people you say are the GOAT. And I really wish my special guest was here, because then this could be a long discussion, because he's actually a LeBron fan, and that's one reason he was going to come on today, is he was going to talk Space Jam 2 and the LeBron GOAT argument with me, but unfortunately he's not here. So I've basically said my piece. I don't think LeBron is the GOAT. I think there are many other people that are in that discussion, and I think it's very hard to pick one player and be like, this player is the greatest of all time, because I think many of these players are around the same level as each other. I would say you put Michael Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, Larry Bird, and some of these other players together, and at that point, it's picking a name out of a hat, because you can look. Obviously, they play different. A lot of them play different positions, and a lot of them have different stats. A lot of them have different awards, and you can't just pick one thing and say that person's greater. You can't just look at Michael Jordan's championships and say he has more championships, he's the best, because he's not the greatest at other things. And that's why I think it's very hard to choose a GOAT. And I will probably talk about this more. Oh, that's my phone going off. Sorry about that, guys. I will most likely talk about this more and go more in depth on other episodes, but that's all I have to say for right now. Is I don't think LeBron is the GOAT personally.